This is a story about how artworks can speak to us and give us a message from its maker or makers. It's about how the artist makes us or allows us to hear them through what we see. A story that comes to mind is during a family talk about session that I facilitated around the print retrospective exhibition of Sam Hlengetwa. We were looking at the element of space. I asked the participants to look at the artworks and imagine what the artist was trying to tell us by putting certain images in the foreground and background. I dropped in on a conversation between some friends who were looking at one of the artworks where there was a large figure in the foreground and listening in on their different interpretations of why they thought the artist did that, which ranged from maybe the figure was an important person, or maybe it's right in the front so it's distracting us from the background, and I just stood and listened. What I like about the story is how it made the participants think about and imagine what the artist's intention might have been, what the artist was trying to communicate from looking just at the composition. What I think is important about this story is that I hope it makes us look at art and art museums beyond their stereotypes. It's not just about looking at an art museum as a space that has art, but to imagine how it's a space that holds thoughts and ideas and that tells us stories, that speaks about injustice and speaks about joy. Artists don't just create art, they create art with intention. For me, the intention is realized in the thoughts that we have when we see an artwork, or the feelings they stir up inside us, the opinions that we want to share with someone. And that starts from seeing the artwork, but also from wanting to explore the artist's intention. And I think that's important, and why I thought the story is important. It shows, I think, when we are encouraged to consider what the artist wants us to know from looking at the artwork, we can experience the museum and the art and the artist with more worth. If we look at the Seen, Heard and Valued exhibition, there are quite a few artworks where the artist is unrecorded. And I feel like by thinking about their process and what they might have wanted to tell us with their artwork, we're saying, even though I don't know who you are, I see you. And I see you by engaging with your artwork in a way that goes beyond just looking at it. And maybe that way I can be encouraged to go on a journey and want to find out more about the artist and who they were and how this artwork came to be. I guess the value of this story has something to do with acknowledging the artist's process behind the end product. If you walk around the Seen, Heard and Valued exhibition, the artistry is amazing. You can't help but admire the skill and creativity. But there's also a lot of careful thought and research and practice and feeling that was poured into their creations. And it's easy to overlook those things and to focus on the visual aspect of the art. There can be so much more richness to an artwork if you wonder about what the artist went through to get to their artwork, or even if you imagine about what it means to the artist, because then we're doing what art is made to make us do, in my opinion. We're using it as a communication tool, and the artist has used it as a communication tool. Even just wondering about the artist's message or intention acknowledges the artist beyond the artwork. I think the way my story links to the exhibition is that the exhibition provides us the opportunity to be more than just viewers, and this is encouraged right from the title of the exhibition: Seen, Heard and Valued. We're encouraged to witness the artworks visually and audibly, and I think audibly doesn't have to be hearing directly from the artist or reading the artist's statement. I think it can also be wondering about what the artist wanted to tell us. We can see, we can wonder, and we can value. It's just such a beautifully curated exhibition with so much to see, so much to engage with, and so much to explore and wonder about. It's such a feast for the senses. The artwork in this exhibition can open up so many discussions, and I'm so excited for people to see this collection